Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Paul Robinson tells Arsenal leader to leave in January because of Mikel Arteta. Paul Robinson has given his take on what Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale should do in the January transfer window. The former Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper does not think that the relationship between Ramsdale and Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta is great. So what has Paul Robinson said about Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale? Well, Robinson has said that Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale should find a new club in the January transfer window. The former Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper believes that the relationship between Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta and goalkeeper Ramsdale is fractured. Robinson made the comments about Ramsdale in the build-up to the Premier League match between Brentford and Arsenal this past weekend. The £120,000 a week goalkeeper started for the Gunners. David Raya is the number one between the post for Arsenal, but the Spain international was ineligible against his parent club Brentford. Robinson told BBC Sport about Ramsdale. He had an excellent season last year, started this one well, and I watched the documentary, and he is an integral part of that changing room. He is a leader, he is a great character, and he seemed to have a great relationship with the manager. That can't be fixed now. It's fractured. The manager has made his decision, but he will drop the carrot to get a performance out of Ramsdale with Raya ineligible, but Ramsdale is second choice now, and in January he needs to get his move and play top-level football. In my view, Arsenal goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale needs to be careful about what he does in the January transfer window. As former Liverpool defender and Sky Sports pundit Jamie Carragher has noted, David Raya is the clear number one at Arsenal now. I do not think that Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta will not change his mind anytime soon. Extraordinary Arsenal player's agent set to meet clubs this week. Jakub Kiwior's agent is reportedly set to be in Italy this week to discuss with the clubs about a potential transfer for the Arsenal defender. The Polish international only joined Mikel Arteta's side in January, having made quite a name for himself at Spezia, with Robert Lewandowski lauding Kiwior as extraordinary. However, according to journalist Nicolo Schira, the defender's agent is now in Italy to speak with Serie A sides about a potential move, with numerous clubs interested in signing Kiwior. As per Schira, AC Milan have joined the race, with Fiorentina also reportedly keen on bringing in the 23-year-old defender in January, with Mikel Arteta eager to keep hold of Kiwior. With the defender making just 8 appearances in all competitions, it's no wonder why the versatile centre-back is now reportedly keen on moving on from Arsenal. However, with the Gunners short of defensive cover, losing Kiwior in January could be disastrous for the North London side, with the defender good enough to start for Arsenal. It's easy to understand why Kiwior might be keen on a move in January, given his limited game time since the start of the season. Yet, as Arsenal learned last campaign, quality depth is the difference between Premier League champions and missing out by a whisker, and Kiwior fits that bill to a T. The Polish international has excelled for the Gunners whenever called upon by Arteta, whether it be at left back or in central defense, and with the clubs now interested in signing Kiwior with his agent pushing for a move, Arsenal must do all they can to convince the defender to remain in North London for January. Raya insists he and Ramsdale have a good relationship and only want to help the team. David Raya has discussed his relationship with Aaron Ramsdale and insists they are both focused on helping the team. Raya is spending the season on loan at Arsenal and is enjoying his spell in North London after being named the first choice. Ramsdale was one of the best goalies in the Premier League before Raya arrived, but the Spaniard now plays ahead of him at the Emirates. For fans, there is a huge rivalry brewing between them at the club, but Raya does not see it and insists they have a good relationship and both are focused on helping the team. He tells the Daily Mail, "Everyone has their opinion. If they want to debate, let them. I have a very good relationship with Aaron, and both of us are there to help the team. In the end, it's the manager who chooses who plays. Ramsdale is still a good goalie, but we can have only one first choice goalkeeper. This competition for a playing spot will make the team stronger than it's now, but we may be forced to offload Ramsdale in the summer if he is desperate to play regularly again. As long as Raya keeps performing well, we will not need to sign a new goalie in a long time." Arteta sets a new managerial record at Arsenal after a Brentford win. Mikel Arteta, regarded as one of the best managers in England, has achieved a new milestone in the Premier League with Arsenal. The Spanish manager has consistently performed well since taking over the helm at Arsenal and has now set a new record. The recent victory against Brentford marked his 116th win as the Gunners manager in 200 games. This accomplishment makes him the Arsenal manager with the most wins after 200 games, surpassing the records of Arsene Wenger 111 and George Graham 106, as revealed by Coach's Voice on Twitter. Despite facing initial skepticism from critics when appointed for his first senior managerial role, Arteta has proven himself. Arsenal's hierarchy, who never doubted his suitability for the position, deserves credit for sticking with him. What a remarkable achievement and testament to Arteta's managerial prowess. Arteta has had a good time on our bench, and we now expect him to win some trophies in the next few seasons. The Spaniard knows this, and we can tell that he is pushing to end this campaign as the champions of England. For now, the boys must maintain the standard they have created in some important wins this term. If we can secure wins even when we are not in our best form, we can be sure that we will win enough games to bring success to the Emirates, possibly even in Europe. Arsenal Loney deletes social media account after being dropped from the team again. Arsenal loanee Nuno Tavares was once again dropped from the Nottingham Forest squad. He moved to Forest on loan from the North London club in the summer, but has struggled to get playing time. The left back started the first three games, but then suffered an injury, after which he seems to have lost his place in the Forest starting 11. Since then, he has remained an unused substitute for the side until the last two games, in which he did not even make the bench. The player has now deleted his Instagram account as well, which has prompted speculations of discontent at his current situation. This is not the first time Nuno Tavares has had issues on his loan spell. During his time at Marseille, he was kicked out of the training session for his lack of effort. Nottingham have an option to buy him on a permanent deal after his loan spell, but it looks highly unlikely that they will exercise that clause. Arsenal have already finalized a deal with attacker who has 7 goals in 9 games. According to the Evening Standard, Arsenal have already agreed a deal with young sensation Shido Obi-Martin. The 15-year-old went viral this week after scoring 10 goals in a single game for the Arsenal under-16s in their 14-3 win over Liverpool under-16s. As per the report, the club agreed a scholarship term with him last year, which means he will be on a scholarship at the club until he turns 17, which is when he can sign a professional contract with Arsenal. Such is his talent that he has already played for the under-21s as well as the under-18s, where he has scored 3 goals in 4 games. He has also scored 7 goals in 9 games for Denmark under-17s, including 4 in the recent 6-2 win over Norway. Mikel Arteta is not shy of giving youngsters a chance with the first team. He gave Ethan Nwaneri his first team debut at the age of 15 last season, and it's not going to be a surprise if Obi-Martin could be given a first team opportunity in the near future. Darren Bent backs Arsenal's pursuit of £100 million striker. Darren Bent has backed Arsenal's reported quest to bring Ivan Toney to the Emirates Stadium in the January transfer window. The former Tottenham Hotspur striker and Arsenal fan has stated his theory as to why manager Mikel Arteta wants to secure the services of Toney. So what has Darren Bent said about Arsenal and Ivan Toney? Well, Arsenal have been linked with Ivan Toney. The Sun has claimed that the Gunners are among the clubs who want to sign the Brentford striker in the January transfer window. Journalist Ben Jacobs has also reported in Give Me Sport interest from Arsenal in Toney. Sky Sports have claimed that Brentford want as much as £100 million in transfer fees for the 27-year-old striker. Talksport pounded, and former Tottenham Hotspur striker Darren Bent has backed Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta's decision to try to sign Toney. Bent said about Arsenal and Toney on Talksport the following: because Arteta just believes that he could be the missing link, maybe they are missing a few goals. In my opinion, Arsenal have to work hard to get a deal done for Ivan Toney. I do not think that Brentford are going to make it easy for the Gunners. Brentford want £100 million for Toney. The Bees have no reason to sell the striker for a lower price, especially in the middle of the season. After all, they are an established club in the Premier League who are not going to get relegated. Would Arsenal really pay £100 million for a player in the middle of a season? The Gunners caught up £100 million for another player just a few months ago. Manager says £60 million Arsenal target has amazing commitment to his current club. Unai Emery has now had his say on the future of Douglas Luiz at Aston Villa amid heavy links with a January move to Arsenal. Emery was speaking after the victory against Tottenham Hotspur and was confident that Luiz wasn't seeking a departure. Luiz has been considered a long-term target of Arsenal's, but via the Mail Online, the Villa manager set his stall. Emery said, Douglas is playing very good, his commitment is amazing, I want to keep him, and he is happy with us. Unsurprisingly, Douglas Luiz was key to Villa's incredibly impressive win over Tottenham yesterday. The Brazilian provided the assist for Pau Torres' goal, and Roy Keane couldn't quite believe just how good he was at times. And although Arsenal and Mikel Arteta would reportedly like to sign the player, it could prove an incredibly expensive move. A fee of £60 million has often been mentioned, but Villa would surely demand a bigger, given how crucial he is to their project. Losing Luiz in January must be unthinkable for Emery, and even a summer departure wouldn't be particularly palatable. Given how Arteta and Edu Gaspar are now approaching windows, it would be a surprise if they acted in January. Arsenal have preferred long-term planning and seem unlikely to make a knee-jerk reaction to Thomas Partey's injury. Ivan Toney is another name mentioned for January, but it would be a big surprise if he arrived at the Emirates. It does seem as if there is still something missing from this Arsenal squad, be it creativity or flair, but that's unlikely to be addressed in the transfer market. It certainly wouldn't be a surprise if Arsenal did go for Luiz or Toney next summer, but with a long-term plan in place. Unai Emery seems confident that Luiz will be staying despite these Arsenal links, and there is probably a good reason. The Brazilian is so crucial for Villa, and it will take something special to change that in the near future. Rio Ferdinand explains why he still thinks Arsenal can win the league. Rio Ferdinand remains confident that Arsenal has an edge over Liverpool in the race to win the Premier League this season. The Gunners currently sit at the top of the standings after a victory against Brentford, while Liverpool drew against Manchester City. Historically, Liverpool has been the team that has provided the toughest competition to City in the Premier League over the last 7 seasons. However, the previous season was challenging for Liverpool, and Arsenal emerged as the primary challenger, pushing City throughout the title race this season. Both Arsenal and Liverpool are in strong positions, but Ferdinand believes that Mikel Arteta's side has a better chance of triumphing over Liverpool due to their defensive capabilities. Arsenal's solid defense is cited as a key factor in Ferdinand's confidence in their title prospect. He said, as quoted by Football London, "Me and Peter Crouchy were sitting here thinking about how good these two are. They want to be aggressive, they want to defend with that high line. They have the best defensive record in the league at the moment, and Declan Rice is perfect in front of them in the middle at the moment. That little triangle is going to be key for them going forward, and it's how they are going to be successful. To win anything, you have to have a center back pairing that you can trust. They are the reason why I put them above Liverpool in the title race, and they are why they can challenge City this year. We have a superb squad and a very good defense, which has helped us secure some important results in the last 2 terms, but we cannot underestimate Liverpool. They remain one of the strongest teams in the league." As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.